And welcome back, everybody. Sorry for that brief hold. So let's get back to the cylinder mount. So what we want to talk about here is basically how to make this as safe as possible. Obviously, you see there that your tank is strapped down. We want to make sure it's securely attached and the connectors aren't leaking. General guidance when you're looking at something like this, is there wear and tear to the tank, or the batteries, or not the batteries, but are the stickers on it, are they present, is everything that's supposed to be there, can you shake it, will it fall off if you're turning, that kind of stuff. Incorrect mounting, pressure relief valve facing towards the operator. You always want to have it pointed straight up. And like I said, we're looking for deterioration, cracks, damaged pieces. Check for them during your safety checks every shift, as well as give them a very thorough check before you put a new tank on. Another view of the correct mounting here. Very clean, looks good. Safe handling of the LPG fuel. We're wearing eye protection, insulating, loose fitting gloves. Anytime we're messing with anything we wear, so obviously in our plant we have eye protection on at all points, or at all times within our facility, and when we're working on things. If you're working with metal or something like this, obviously you definitely want to have gloves on as well. Shut off the engine, disconnect the hoses, make sure you remove the empty tank, install a new one in the proper position, tighten everything down, double check, double check, double check. Always make sure, check for leaks, look, listen, and smell basically, and then secure the swing out bracket. And then back to operation. I did talk about ramps earlier, so if we are on our class 2, they're not really designed that way, but we have steps in place to stop something like that from happening. There's nothing on at the top or bottom of our ramps. We're going slow and we're going straight, no pedestrians on it. But our class 4, they're designed a little bit better for this kind of operation. So the load always wants to go uphill. So that way, if you have a load going downhill and you stop, it doesn't continue to go down or have the ability to fall out. So it's falling back onto the forklift, back down the ramp. So same thing. If you're going down, you don't want to have the load facing down where it could fall out. And unloaded, it's a little bit different. You want to be as safe as possible. So forks down, so drive down the ramp and back up the ramp. Pallet jacks on ramps, kind of the same thing here. You want to keep your body above the truck, load or no load. You don't want it running over you in case that it picks up speed, the brakes go out, anything like that. Okay, so the more detailed stuff is going to be discussed in our videos. Like I said, we're going to have the video provided by OSHA and our forklift provider, but what I really want to hit on is our inspection packet. This has been something that we struggle with. We want to make sure, well, I want to make it as easy on you all as it is for us. We want to make sure that you're accountable. Like I said, the first two things, that if something happens, they're going to look to see if you have a forklift license and whether you signed off your daily check sheet. I make the daily check sheet as simple as possible, and then I also make this process as simple as possible for obtaining your license. So we go through the 3 Ds, and then once your supervisor signs off on your driver eval, then we will issue your license. So this inspection packet, there is a book-ish, there's basically a form in there that we are going to go over. I'm going to pass that out to you all as well. And then it goes into this packet. This packet is because it's a calendar-based system. So there are different parts of this packet, but the only actual thing that you do for this form is initial on the date. So that's 1 through 31. So it covers every day. If a month doesn't have 31 in it, we'll come up and pick it and just get you a new form before. So it's a monthly-based calendar format for these inspections. And it stays on this because if this single piece of paper stays out on your forklift in the bin that we're going to show you, it's not going to be very well maintained. So I keep all these on record so that I can give them to maintenance so they can take care of you all. So calendar-based format, here we go. So this is actually if you fold it open. So the right side of this form, it basically says what month it is, who's doing the initial monthly thing. So the first of every month you're going to do a little bit more hands-on with this inspection checklist, basically just letting us know how the tires are, the mileage on it, the hours on it, that kind of thing. And then on the left side of the page, which is actually the back of the book, this shows you everything that you will be checking. So it says safety devices, it's got lights, horns, sirens, that kind of thing. Not sirens, but lights and horns, leaking, hoses, tire damage, that kind of thing. Checking your fuels. It's basically giving you a list of things you need to check. And then on the front, the only thing that you'll have to do is initial for that day that you completed these checks. The middle, sorry, I don't think I have a picture of the middle on here, but since I passed out, you check the middle of this form, and this is the work order system. So if something's wrong with your forklift, if the tire's damaged, if the horn doesn't work, obviously that's immediate. Talk to your supervisors and get them to have maintenance fix that immediately. But if there's just a little bit of wear and tear, the seat's got a little rip in it, or something's going on in your forklift, write it up. It only has to be written up once, and at the end of every month, I'm going to take these up and I'm going to put them into an Excel document and give them to maintenance so that we can keep track of, so okay, this was reported in October, not fixed. It was reported in December, or November, December, not fixed, so that way we can keep maintenance accountable as well. If we have you all do this, we also want to make sure maintenance is accountable to provide you with the safest forklift possible. So, big yellow bins. We have attached yellow bins on every forklift as a reminder. So what this is right there, this is forklift number 12 within our facility. It says safety, yep, the forklift safety inspections. This is a reminder. You see this every day. It's big, bright, and yellow, and it sticks out. So we put our forklift forms in our packets in this every day. This makes it also very auditable. So if you see me coming around inspecting, if you see anybody from our safety staff, supervisors, managers, anywhere, this makes it easy to just come up, check the front of the date. Okay, they signed it. Perfect. Good to go. Good job. So, and also it's big and bright and yellow, so you see it and it sticks out. Yep, here is the work order system. I apologize. It is in there. So this is where we're writing up the mechanical, or what's going on with our forklift, if it's broken or something like that, if the lights are out. Okay, so we are pressing on. Here's the operator eval. This is the due. So you will be sent out after this class. Obviously we still have a video to watch. We're going to go down, get our hands on it, and just go over it. But after this class you're going to send out, basically you're going to be on a training status. So you will be able to operate a forklift. You don't have your license yet, but you will be in a training status. So we have you on file. After this we're going to have documentation that you have taken this course. But with you being on a forklift, you are to have somebody with you. Your supervisor can be there, or it can be somebody that is already certified on a forklift. As long as they're already certified, they have to be there in case you have any questions, so they can teach you. This is the instruction portion of it. And then once you are competent, once you are able, once you are comfortable, so I will never ask you to do something that you're not comfortable with doing, but So with that being said, once you are comfortable with operating the forklift, get with your supervisor and they're going to run you through an evaluation. With everything on this evaluation, once they sign it, once they're comfortable, once you're comfortable, you will turn it into me or the safety staff, and then we will proceed from there to issue your license. So, if we don't have any other questions, I'm going to take a glance here at these notes. I hope I didn't miss anything, but we'll catch things up during our video. I just like to chat with you guys for another little second. I wrote some notes down, and basically we talked about forklift fatalities, loads, capacities and load centers. Here's something too that I forgot to mention, is that lifts are built to carry load, so they're actually safer when you have a load on rather than not load, or not having a load. We talked about certifications and daily checklists. So do you have your license? Did you sign off your checklist? If something happens, this is going to be there for you. Something else I didn't actually mention about the maintenance inspection too is that this seems like work to a lot of people, but it can save you. It can save your job at some point too. So it's there for safety. But if you've been writing things up in the middle, that's kind of your stance on, hey, I've been writing this stuff up and it's not been fixed. It was damaged. Basically, that's your saving grace to help you too. So just something to think about. And let's see. I think that is all that we have per my notes. We haven't been loading anything into trailers, so once we get to that point, I guess I can make a little notation that we always want to make sure that if we get back to where we're loading trailers and the contractors aren't doing it, that we will always make sure that the wheels are chalked, that it's locked out, all the safety guards are in place, and always make sure the ramps are good when getting in, and make sure that the floor of the trailer is good. Get a flashlight in there and you can't see. There should be a lighting system up there. I believe there still is. But get up there, check the floor, make sure there's no damage to it. If there's damage to it, we can turn the trailer around. We'll get a new one. Your safety is of the utmost importance, so we want to make sure that you're safe and not just operating and jumping in just Joe Schmo's trailer with your forklift and fall through. So that's not what we want. We have safeguards in place. We'll make sure that we do when we get back to loading the trailer. So I appreciate your all's time, your support. If you all ever have any questions, please feel free to come by my office, come talk to anybody in the safety staff. We're there for you. So that's what we're here for. Enjoy training. I'm thankful that I've had this opportunity to be with you guys today. If you don't have any questions, we are going to proceed now to watch our video on the load capacities and just general safety tips, and then we will so hold on just a little bit longer, and then we'll head down. We'll take a little break, go down, get a little bit of hands-on, and then before we leave, we will end up taking a test as well. If we want to take the test before we go down there and look over it, we can actually probably do that too, so just to save time and get you all out of here. So if you don't need a break, maybe we'll just kind of push on to take the quiz, the test, and then we will get down to demonstrate and kind of show you around with the forklift. So let's take a little recess, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.